Yo, what's going on, Bro Talk Nation, man? How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? It's your boy Eric here. Got my brother Jamarcus on. And man, we are here for another episode. And I'm telling y'all gonna love this one tonight, man. Episode 56. When the bad things happen to good people.
Whew.
Man, that's powerful in itself, man. So, hey, if you're one of those people, we're gonna be speaking to you. We come to sit on your couch, come to sit in your house. Hey, scoot over, get comfortable, cause hey, we coming. And hey, if you're on the YouTube channel, if you're watching this live, go ahead and share this. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, so you can get all our up to date videos. And man, let me turn it over to my brother Jamarcus, cause tonight, we getting into it.
What's up, Bro Talk Nation, man? Hope everybody having a blessed and just a happy Saturday, man. Man, like my boy E said, man, hey, we done knocked on the doors. Paper has been served. We are here and we are ready to go. Fired up about this episode, man. We're talking, like E said, episode 6. When bad things happen to good people. Hey, if you did not catch last episode, man, please go back and dive into that one, man. If you're on the gram, if you're on Facebook, check our bio out. The link is in our bio, so you can go on there and get the past episodes on Spotify, Apple Music, all those type of things, man. Cause last episode, man, I'm still reading and still like listening to that one over again because it was so powerful. And God came in and did some great things. But tonight we're here to spread the good news, spread this gospel, and get this thing going, man. So, E, bro, like I was thinking in my head, man. When you hear this term, when bad things happen to good people, you usually hear this between an argument between someone who's a believer and someone who's not a believer, right?
Yeah.
The non-believers will usually come to believers and be like, well, if God was real or if God loved y'all, why would he let natural disasters happen, or why would he let people get killed, or all these things, right? That's where you usually would hear this term from. Right. Nowadays, you hear this more from people who are believers than anybody, right? You hear this all the time. Why do bad things happen to good people? Myself, I've lived this myself too. Everybody, we talked about the trauma that I went through as a child of being sexually abused, abandoned, all those type of things. In my childhood, I was a good kid. Nothing I did, I was innocent, right? God sees all kids as innocent. And in my head, in my ways of growing up, I thought I didn't deserve the things that I went through, right? I was one of those good people and something bad happened to me. So this thinking now is something not only that non-believers believe, but some believers fall into this earthly thing, this earthly flesh of ours, and say, why is this happening to me? Because I'm a good person. I don't deserve to suffer, right? It's so powerful to kind of understand that because we all live through it, man. So I wanted to hop right into like my first point, bro. And it made me start laughing because I'm thinking of a story in school, right? I know all of y'all have had a class where you literally aced out the class. You had good grades. You were perfect in the class. You ended up in the A. Mine was floral design. All right. Listen, don't ask me how I got in this class. I couldn't get office assistants because I had too many referrals. So I picked the class where I knew I could pass. All right. It was called floral design. We had to go in there and make plants and stuff. I was really good at it. I ain't tell a lot of people, but now I'm sharing it to y'all now. But anyways, I had an A in this class, 100 throughout the entire time, right? I planned it out so well that I had an A that I wasn't going to take my final exam because I knew if I had 100, if I was perfect in this class, if I missed the final test, I would still pass the class, right? This is good because the story we're going into today is me and E's favorite dude. We're talking about our boy Job.
My guy.
Now, listen, if this is anybody who can talk about why do I deserve what I deserve, it's Job.
Big
This
fact.
the Bible says in Job 1, there was once a man who named Job who lived. He was blameless and a man of complete integrity. He feared God and stayed away from evil. That meant
Mm-hmm.
that this man was the most, he was the goodest. I'm gonna mess up English. He was the goodest of the goodest walking around on earth, right? Nah, he was the best of the best, man.
Yeah.
God said he was blameless and he was filled with integrity and he was walking around on the earth, right? If
Mm-hmm.
you read on to this, because we're gonna hop around in this, bro. But if you read on, you understand what I'm saying. But the first point I wanted to make was when you get tested, even after all your good work. I just talked about how in school, like, and we all had these classes where we knew if we skipped the final, we would still pass the class, bro. I'm gonna start right there, bro. Man,
hey man, this one tonight, man. Y'all finna see who Eric is, and I'm gonna tell you like this, man. I love the story of Job because Job is what we all think we are in our mind, right?
That's good.
We think we're blameless. We think we're nothing bad supposed to happen to us. You know, we try to get on the right path. We try to do the right things, but it always seems like when you're trying to do the right, your rightest the most, bad things and storms are strongest or coming the most. Right?
That's good. That's good.
So,
that's good.
Just like my brother just illustrated to y'all, he knew he was already plotting out the journey. He was already plotting out the ending, but it's always a twist to the ending.
Yeah.
When we got our hands on it, instead of letting God take control, and we operate in His in our purpose and our anointing. So, hey man, this gonna be powerful, bro.
Yo, like what you just said, man, is like we always say, man, we never script this. We never scripted, but like you already went into like everything that we going into, because like you said, man, like I was trying to script out everything to be like, well, I already got an A, so I can skip it and then be good with it, right? But you gotta understand, even if you have 100 in the class, you're still scheduled for that final exam.
Y'all caught that.
Hey, bro, I hope they did.
They caught that.
Even after all your hard work, all your good work in these that you put in, man, you're still scheduled for a test. We can take this outside of class. Even after all your praying, even after all your tithing, even after all your loving, even after all your righteousness, even after all your good work in class, you still scheduled for a test. Man, dog. And I'm gonna tell you how you are. I'm gonna tell you how you are, because in the Bible, in Job right now, I never paid attention to this part, but it says that Job has celebrations every night with his kids, and that every morning after the party, he got up and he burnt the sacrifice and anointed and prayed for his kids. He did it every day just in case his kids sinned and he didn't know, and they didn't know about it. The Bible says this was it was a regular practice. So that means he did it every single time. Every single day he did these good works, right? Man. But if you go on in the Bible, bro, if you go in the Bible, you already know the story. I mean, you already know it. The next thing that happens after that, God calls a party. And God angel shows up, and guess who else shows up? Old boy in all red. He's ready. The enemy shows up. You know, all eyes on him. I can imagine like how the enemy, the devil walk in. He like, oh, what up? What's good? I know everybody like, what are you doing here? What? You know what I'm saying? But he walks up and God asks him, hey, bro, what you been doing all day? And Satan was like, hey, man, I've been down there checking out stuff, prowling, doing what I do best. And the crazy thing that happens right now is God says, well, have you ever heard of a man named Job? He tells him about the man who is blameless and full of integrity. God tells Satan about the man who's supposed to be the best of the best. So don't believe that God hasn't told Satan about you, right? And the crazy thing about it is Satan says, yes, I know him. So you telling me, hold on, even after all my good works, even after all I do, yes, the enemy's still gonna know your name. The same
Mm,
way God knows you for all your good works, the enemy
man,
knows you for doing all those good things, man. This
golly.
is so good, man, because you doing good make evil know who you are. So don't stop doing good. Because all the good you're doing, you're letting evil know who you are. Before I go on, bro, I'm gonna let you hop in because I see the itch in you, dog. I see the
Woo.
itch in you, bro.
Hey, man, man, this is great. We kicked this off. We set the scene is set. All right, it's so relatable, man. Like y'all understand, we at a party, right? Because most of us think that as we're changing our godly, our worldly selves to a godly self, we're not having fun no more. But
Yeah.
as you see in Job, God is he threw a party. He say, man, we're gonna celebrate,
Yeah.
right? And so as he here and the most powerful, this is how powerful God is. He invited the devil.
That's
Y'all ever thought of like why he invite the devil? Man, because he knows his kids.
that's
See,
good, bro.
we ain't even gonna get into it just yet, but just know he know what's in you because he
Man,
put it there.
that's
He
good.
know who you are, and he gonna test you. He gotta test you so that he can prove to the enemy, like, hey, no matter what you throw at them,
Yeah.
I'm back. This is my child. He don't belong to you. Everything you already gonna try to do, hey, I done laid the foundation for it. I already sent Jesus to die for all of that.
Yeah.
So
That's good, bro.
you can try all your best as we get into it, but you're not gonna win, man. This is a victory party.
Yeah, hey, you said it right there, man. This is a victory party, bro.
Hey,
And
it's
like
a party.
you already alluded to it, man, and I talked about it like how the test is already scheduled, right? So, Satan shows up and he like, yeah, man, the only reason Job like you, bro, is because you gave him everything. You got a protection around everything that he loves. So Satan comes back to God and like, hey, man, the only reason, they like you is because of everything you gave them, right? And God's response was, you know what? Okay. He literally says, all right, you may test him. See, this is what we were talking about. Job did good all his life, but the
Yeah,
test was already scheduled. Just like for many of us, we can do good all our lives. We can do everything right, but the test is it's already scheduled for you.
yeah,
The Bible says in Matthew, like storms and rains will come, right? But the man who builds his house on sand is a fool, but the man who builds his house on stone is ready for all that. So Jesus is already preluding, like, hey, there's nothing you're gonna do that's gonna stop the storms from coming. You could pray all day, you could tithe on time, you can do everything that this Bible says. Storms are already scheduled for you. You got to
that's
think
right.
about this. Man, it's so crazy. It made me start thinking after I read this one, bro,
Yeah,
about when Jesus and the disciples crossed the ocean. I mean, crossed the lake, right?
yeah.
It made me started thinking, did Jesus already knew that storm was gonna come anyway? That's why he was sleeping. Like he already knew this was coming. This wasn't for Jesus. Jesus knew what he was gonna do. He wanted to see what the disciples were gonna do.
Ooh, that's
That's why he
so
said,
good.
"Yea, of little faith. I'm with you on the boat, and you still don't believe. What are you gonna do when I'm not here with you?" See, that's what I'm getting with you. The storm is already scheduled. You can do all you can do, but the storm is already scheduled. That's why this is so important to let you know it's not your good works that stop the storm.
Big
Nothing is going to stop the storm. It's what happens in the storm, bro, and that's what we're going to continue to dive deep into.
Hey, real
Because
quick, man, real
no,
quick.
go ahead, bro. Hop in.
I had to jump in real quick.
Go ahead,
So
bro.
the example that you just gave, man, just telling the story of Jesus and the disciples on a boat. Jesus was asleep in the midst of a storm,
Yeah.
meaning that he was at peace in the midst of a storm.
Ah,
God was giving us a tangible thing we can see on how to navigate a storm. Peace, be still, don't even move, just go to
man,
sleep. Because
that's
the
good.
storm gonna come. And what did he say? Yield little faith. He said, "Hey, storm, be still."
That's good, bro.
Man, I had
No, no, no.
You know,
Hey,
I had to get that one out, man. Had
no,
to
no,
get
no. Hey, that was good because you know what's
man.
so great? You know what's so great about good news is when you miss it and then you hear it again,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Because
Yes, sir.
I've like we said, we've talked about this story on here. We've said it another time, but I just received what you just said, man. Like, and he gave us something tangible on knowing what to do when the storms come, and that is just be at peace. I joke around like with my son and my daughter and the family, like during scary movies. I was like, hey man, I'm telling y'all right now, if Jason or somebody holler, just go to sleep. Like go to sleep, man. I don't know what to tell y'all. Like if you sleep, you can't see him. I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying. Like, hey, bro, if Jason and them hop out, just go to sleep. Hey,
Yeah.
that's all I can tell you. Just go to sleep. It's because like you got to think about it, man. Jesus was asleep because he was at peace. Like he already knew that the Father was going to take care of him no matter what, man. Now, hey, bro, I received that. That was so good. I hope y'all understand. I was gift wrapped it, man. Gift wrapped it, bro. Man. Now, before like moving on, bro, like the point another thing I wanted to get at before we leave this little part was when the thing I wanted to like make myself understand that I had to understand after reading this is when the test comes, pass or fail, who do you blame? Because I talked about the story earlier, right? In my high school, I chose not to take the final exam because I knew that I was still going to pass the class. But the effects of that, though, right? You got to understand, like I had 100 in the class. If I would have went and took the test, I would have stayed with 100. But because I gave zero effort and I just walked out on the test, it dropped my entire grade down, which affected my grade point average. Right. I'm just giving you like something tangible to look at. So think about this in your own life. What test did you pass or fail? Who did you blame after the test? Okay. Did you blame yourself? Because most of the time we blame everybody else but us. Like we blame everybody else but us after the test, right? Every time. No. It wasn't me. It was her. No, it wasn't that. It was the trauma I've been through. Oh no, it was everything. No. At every point you did pass or fail, you took the test. You took the test. So who do you blame after the test? Because if we go on in this Bible, right, Job, like the first test Job got, oh man. Like I need y'all to understand, I done been through some things. But the first test Job got, the Bible says people showed up and was like, hey, Job, bro, the goats, they caught on fire, dog. Everybody, the whole farm did. Everybody died. I'm the only one here. As the man is saying that, somebody else walks in the house and was like, hey, bro, the sheep and all the shepherds, they gone. Man, I don't know how I made it, but I made it to tell you this. You would think that's enough. I done lost my goats and my sheeps. Come on now, all in one day. We're supposed to be here celebrating. And I done lost. As that man is speaking, somebody else walks in the house. This one right here, though, this one hurt. He said, hey, all your kids was at your brother's house. I don't know why they was there. They shouldn't all been in one spot, but they was all there. And a tornado came, wiped out everybody. Everybody dead. I'm the only messenger. Hold on. I know myself. If I'm Job, I probably would have started smacking one of these messengers. I probably would have locked the door so no one else could come in with a message. But it made me start thinking, and I just got this now. Why did Job not get upset with the messenger? See, the Bible tells us Job doesn't blame the messengers. Job blames himself. The Bible says, I came naked from my mother's womb, and I will be naked when I leave. The Lord gave me what I had, and the Lord has taken away. Praise the name of the Lord. See, Job didn't blame nobody else after his test. He looked and said, you know what? It's on me. I'm not going to be mad at the messenger who brought me the mess. Right? Bro, this is so good, dog. This is so good. So good.
Hey, man.
Oh, man.
Woo. Hey, guys, I'm going to go and jump in just to give y'all this. And this is something I'm saying, speaking to myself too. If you're still talking about what happened to you as to why something bad happened in your life or why you in this storm, you're not like Job. Okay, you're
Mm,
not like you're blaming everybody else.
yeah.
Well, it was because of him, and he lied on me in the relationship, and now people think I'm this. It's because my life is the way it is, and this is why I'm in relationships the way
Mm,
I got beat when I was a kid, so this is why I treat women the way I do. Whatever you want to say, whatever your statement is, you're not taking accountability. See, Job, I don't even know how Job had the mindset to say, hey,
bro.
God take away, God give, and God take away, bless and steal. Because
Man.
most of us, if you ever lost a loved one, there's a slight time in there you was like, man, God, why you do this, man? Like you
Yeah.
mad at God, right? But God, Job wasn't mad just yet. Job was calm. Which in today's time, we worried about Job. We think Job probably need to be in a white jacket with some belts and some buckles on.
Mm,
Because it ain't something right with it. If he just lost his fortune, his property, and his children. If I lose my kid, I'm losing it. I'm telling y'all right now, God ain't through with me yet, but just know I'm gonna lose it. I need to get that kind of peace like Job. But as we get more into it, man, good things happen to bad people. I mean, bad things happen to good people, man.
man, bro, like it's so much meat and potatoes in this book of Job, bro. Like it's so good. Like we only been on for 21 minutes, and I've gotten literally like chills from understanding like what God is saying to me. Like I've read it prior to, but like seeing it and then hearing it again, you receive all of the good news from God and knowing that like
Man.
God is in control of all, right? Like you said earlier, bro, it's so amazing that God let Satan in the party. Like
Yeah.
man, if you just let that think in your head, like how much power God has to be like, hey, you wasn't on the invitation list, but go ahead and come on in, dog. Like you know what? I'm gonna let you in because it's my party, and plus you can't do nothing here anyway. You can't do nothing. I can't see. You gotta understand. The first test, God allowed it to happen. In the book, it says like, "Hey, you can take from him, but that's it. Don't do nothing else but that, and let's see what Job does." See, God allowed the test. God already knew this was scheduled. See, He already knew God has something to prove, not just to Satan, but more people in this story. He has something to prove to us to let us know that, hey, I control everything, the good, the bad, I control it all. I let how much happens, right? And another thing that's crazy, bro, it made me to go back and think, man, like because we always say like there's a difference between tempted and test, right? And it's so crazy. I came to find out that God tests us. Like if you didn't know that before today, you know it now. Like you know it now. Like the Bible says, yes, test him. So God tests us. He does not tempt us, and we talked about it before, right? Like the devil throws things in front of us that tempts us because of the evil that's inside of us, the bad things that are inside of us. He knows, like the devil knows it already, right? God, that ain't God playing. God puts a test in front of you with a pencil and a scantron to see if you're gonna pass it. And if you don't, you know what he does? He doesn't say, "All right, you passed the class." No. Hold on. We're gonna test you again. All right. It's going to be a different version, but we need to test you again. And we're going to keep testing you until you pass the test, right? If Job would have blamed God in this, he'd have been like, devil, cut it out right now. Go back to where you at. Let me holler at Job real quick. I'm going to give him some things and I'm going to take it away again and see if he passes this. Like, has anybody out there been through the same thing over and over and over and over again? I'll raise my hand. I'll be transparent. I've been through the same struggle over and over and over again. And I bet you God is sitting up there like, why won't this boy just pass this test? I have said the same thing. And you know what? I've even told him I'm going to send storms and test your way. But what we do is we get to a part of the test and we know all the answers. And you know what we do? We close the book. and say, I don't need the open book test no more. I
All right.
got the answers. And that's
Woo.
when we fail. Bro, I just got there right now. That's what we do.
Yeah.
We go through the test and we, Jesus said, yep, everything is, yep, protect me. I am a new creation. I'm good. You know what? I don't need this book no more. I'm going to take this test without it. And you know what we do? The version change up and we fail. We fail the other end of the test. Because I'm going to tell you right now, let's be real, bro. I'm going to be 100% real right now.
Yeah.
When we go through our struggles, right, it's not like we don't know what wrong is. We get there. We know what it is. So imagine you going through the test and you're halfway there and you know you're passing the test. But then you close the book. Then you take your eyes off of God. And the second half of the test is when you fail, bro.
Yeah. That's when you need them the most, man. That's when you need that book the most because see, some tests start off easy, right? It's just to gradually reel you in and all right, the next 50 questions gonna be a little bit harder. The next a little bit harder. And then we was like, man, this test cake. I'm gonna just go through it. But you never see once you get to the real part of the test, you don't read it. Let me go back.
Go ahead, bro.
To the real part of the test, you don't get in this Bible and read it to help you pass that test. See, that same test is going to keep coming. God is going to continue to send the thing the same way to you. But it's something about the next test that it looks the same as the other test, but it's a little bit different.
That's good.
Maybe it's a different time frame in your life. Maybe you were going through something and you were in a place of sadness or hopelessness and you went through that test. And then this time, you're in a place of joy, peace, and love in your life, and then you're going back through that test.
Oh, that's good.
Maybe you didn't get the promotion the last time, but you go through that test. But this time, oh man, you done got elevated 2, 3, 4 ranks above, and you're going back through the test again.
Woo. Hey, that one hit me. That's home right there.
Why is it that God is sending the same test?
Because you
in
need
different times. Yes.
Because you need it. Because
go ahead, bro.
No, because you just opened up the book. It's because no matter how high we elevate, if we don't elevate towards God's purpose, we ain't did nothing. The test is so that you can get to your true calling, to your true purpose, bro. Like, go ahead, bro. That's good, bro. That is good.
This is what it is. Like we continue to cycle, man. And it's like you in this cycle, and see while you going around in circles, the enemy is whispering. That's the temptation. See, y'all don't get it, man. See, we think that because we done went through the test before we pass it, we know what to do now. So when you know what to do, it's just like for all the fathers and dads and men out there, we look at the picture and then we like, okay, I done put one of these beds together before. I don't even need the instructions. I know how it goes. But see, we forget that they changed the way the screws look. And then they got a couple extra bolts and washers in there. And then we end up at the end, we put the whole bed together and we got these extra parts. Oh, my bad. Let me come back. Now, for the ladies, let me tell y'all what these extra parts is. We got baggage from this woman that we slept with. We got baggage from this pain that we done went through because we didn't go to counseling. We got baggage coming from the way we treat our kids because my dad didn't treat me the way I should have. Those extra parts. But see, we think we got it. Hey,
man,
I'm gonna live the testimony. I told you can ask my brother. I told him the other day I was going through a test. I said, hey, bro, I got it. He just looked at me. He said, all right. He knew I was gonna fail already. He knew that God knows that we're gonna fail these tests.
Trying to cut you out, bro.
God knows we're gonna fail these tests over and over and over again. But
that's good.
Understand that he got provision. This word is provision. This word
that's good, bro.
That he got help right here. That means that he got guidance right here. But you gotta go through the whole test with the book. That's what an open book test is.
That's good, bro. That's so good, dog. Like you talked about the different version, man. And hey, like I need y'all to understand, Job had a second test, man. Like he had a second test that came right after that one. Like, okay, Satan came back and was like, hey, and God asked him what you was doing. He was like, down there doing what I do best, wilding him up, tearing him up, prowling him up. And God said, hey, man, you checked on Job again? He said, man, hey, listen, the only reason he passed that first one is because of that. He said, I bet you his health. If I get to his health, I got him. And that's what you're talking about right now, bro. That second test. Like, you got to imagine Job has lost everything. Like, I think that should be good enough. Nah, it's not. Here come another one. Now I'm going to put these boils on your skin. I'm going to have you walking around here looking like Martin did when he got beat up by Tommy the Hitman Hearns. He was walking around with knots everywhere. You gotta imagine how his old lady walked in there. And I'm about to dive into the next point right now. Like his old lady probably walked in there and was like, oh, nah, hold on. Like I was good with the sheep and everything. I done got over the kids. But bro, you supposed to be Joe. We got something to. I can't walk with you in the streets like this. Like, you know what I'm saying? And, bro, I'm laughing because like this is my next point, and you brought it up, and we went right into it, right? And the next point I wanted to make, bro, is when you crack, is the yoke around you the same?
Oh,
that's good. That's good. That's good word right there. When you crack, is your yoke around you the same? Now let me break that down for you. What I mean. We already know that. We already know we're gonna go through storms. We've already made this known. We already know you're gonna get tested. You're gonna crack. God knows. He knows for a fact that you're gonna need him. That's what he's waiting for. So you could be at your bottom of your bottoms to call on him. That's what he needs for us to submit over to him. That's why the Bible says, "In your weakness, I'm your strength," because he knows we're gonna be weak. So if we're going to crack, I'm asking, is the yoke around you going to be the same? And the reason I say that is because we laughing about the boils and the Hitman Hearns. But like in the Bible, Job's wife literally asked him, she said, are you still holding on to this integrity thing? You crazy. Have you seen yourself in the mirror? Have you seen your issues? Have you seen your identity? Have you seen that you're not Clark Kent? And you're not Superman? Have you seen your struggle? Have you seen your weakness? Have you seen what you got going on right now? Have you seen it? Let me show you how you look right now. She said, go ahead and curse God and just die. Oh my goodness. That guy, hold on. First of all, you want me to curse God and die? Like I couldn't just curse God and that be it? You want me to curse God and die? My issue is that bad that I gotta die? That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you crack, is the yoke around you the same? Bro, that's good, dog. Oh, man, come on, dog.
That's crazy. So he said, his helpmate is saying this.
Yeah.
They got that bad. See, your test gonna look bad to others. And they gonna just be like, man, I don't know how are you making it. Right? But see, as we continue to go through the story, man, you're going to understand why God allows these things to happen. Key point one right there. Nothing that's happening to you that you're being tested by is not going to happen without God say so.
That's good.
The enemy can't do nothing to y'all. Y'all understand? He don't do nothing without God say so. And just like God knows his children, he knows that everything that you go through, you can handle. He said in the book, I won't put no more on you than you can bear. Meaning I'm not going to test you outside your limitations. See, a teacher, if you're a teacher and you teaching the history, right? You're not going to walk in the class with a math test. That's instant failure right there. It don't make sense. God going to make the test. The test is easy. But to us, it's hard because we lost track. We lost focus. We pay attention to what's happening to us instead of what's happening. See, God is molding us because he's the potter. He's molding us through the test. But see, the test that's nothing. The test ain't even for you.
Oh man, I knew you was gonna do this, bro. I knew you was gonna do this.
Hey, the test ain't for you, man. The test is for everybody else. All right. I always say, man, I forgot who I got this from. I think it was either TD Jakes or one of the pastors, but we're trees. The fruit I bear on my tree is not for me. I can't eat my own fruit. Through all the tests I've been through everything I've done, I can't eat none of that. Man. But the testimony, that's the fruit. So when I tell my testimony, I give you an example, something tangible to see a miracle walking. See, I can tell you that I've been through some things in my life, and people in my life have witnessed me go through things, and they wonder why I still smile today. See, that's the fruit. See, I'm showing you, hey, you can, hey, I'm telling you, this is how I got through it. I ain't had nobody to depend on but God. So this is how you get through the things that you're going through. I'm Jesus on the boat that was asleep.
That's good, bro. That's so good, bro.
Come on, bro.
Like you just, oh man, like you just said, and this is what I was about to lead into, man. You just said like the test wasn't even for like it ain't even for us, right?
Yeah.
Ah, man. Like I'm gonna be transparent right now, very transparent, because like we our messages for other people all the time. Like you got to understand that your mess is a message for somebody else. Like back in like a couple years ago, man, me and my wife were going through a rough patch. Like we were on borderline like separation, borderline divorce. It was crazy, right? I was in one state, she was in another. I was literally going off my ends of out not knowing what a husband should be. Let's just put it just like that. I was not being a husband that I was meant to be, right? The crazy thing is when I'm laughing at this wife because she said, hey, man, I don't know what you holding on to, curse God and die, right? Even during that time, right? The crazy thing is what I was going through was a test for myself. And now that I see when what you just said, it was a test for my wife as well, to test her faith, to be like, I know he doing craziness, but are you going to be there and still pray for the man that you see or that you know that's in his heart right now? And I'm just here to tell y'all, when I said that line, when you crack, is your yoke around you the same? I'm just glad when I cracked, when I cracked, that the yoke that was around me was the same. The yoke that was around me was the yoke that I needed to get through and to get through what I was going through. See, the prayers that she was praying wasn't overnight. It didn't happen overnight. And the crazy thing is, like what you said, some people call her test crazy. Like, man, you stupid. Man, you say you getting tested. That got nothing to do with you. But you got to understand, God is always doing something for you and through you. So even what I was going through, God was doing something for me to test somebody else's faith, to say like, hey, everything is good when it's glittering gold, but what are you going to do when you said those vows for better and worse? Now you in the worst. Are you going to have that same faith in me when you in the worst? See, that's why I asked the question. When you crack, you better hope the yoke around you is the same. You better hope that everything around you is still the same. Because if I didn't have those prayers, you wouldn't have this podcast today. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. If I didn't have those holy grosses and those silent prayers and those constant messages, even when we were arguing, hey, you still could be better than what you are, Jamarcus, this podcast wouldn't been here. I'd have been way off the track I am today. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. You need to make sure the yoke around you when you crack is the same. Because if it's not, you're going to go off, right? And bro, to like go deeper inside of this, we talked about not just his helpmate, but he had friends that showed up. This is where it get good at. This is where it get good at, man. Listen, friends are there. We all got friends. And we talked about this on a past podcast, bro. Listen, Job has some solid friends. Yeah. His friends showed up when all his people died, when his cows and everything was gone, when the boy was when he looked like he got beat up, his friends showed up. That's when you know you got solid people, when everything is gone and they still come. They're not just there when you got everything and you got all the sheep, you got all the money. They're there when everything is gone. So he had solid friends because they showed up. But just because you got solid friends, that they can't see God's hand in every situation. No, sir. Let me say that again, because I know I just lost it. We all have solid friends who mean great, but every friend doesn't see God's hand in every situation. If they don't see God's hand in every situation, then how can they see God's heart in every situation? Now, see, this is the thing. When Job's friends showed up, they blamed Job.
Ooh, accountability. Let's
They
get it.
said, bro, whatever you're doing, it
Yeah.
gotta be your fault because God wouldn't do this if it wasn't your fault. How many of y'all have heard that before? Bro,
Mm,
everything you going through gotta be on you, dog. You
mm,
suffering. God don't do that. God don't let bad things happen to good people. So you must have did something wrong. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If they can't see God's hand because God says, in all things, it's through me. I do good in all things, even in
mm,
bad situations. If they can't see his hand in situations, then you know they can't see his heart in situations.
mm.
Man, bro. Let's go.
Hey, hey, if you a real friend, all right, this is you when your friends are going through a test. Hey, E, bro, I'm going through this with me and my wife. I'm going through this in this relationship, man. I don't know what to do. I got this going on. I got that going on. And my first question gonna be, well, did you pray about it?
That's
Did,
hey.
did, did you ask God for clarity in what you should be doing right now? Because sometimes we trying to move in this storm. We trying to move through the test. And I don't know about any of y'all, if y'all ever sat in the classroom when you was growing up as kids. How many of y'all took a test while you were running? You can't.
Yeah.
The paper gonna be flapping. You gonna be trying to
What's
gonna be
going
out of.
on?
You ain't gonna be able to focus. See, in tests, you gotta focus on the material that's in front of you. Every test that you're going through has already been laid out in the Bible. Pick it up, read it. But see, you can't read it on the run. You gotta be still. You gotta sit down. You gotta spend time. You gotta go get tutoring. Meaning that, hey, like Sis said earlier, you gotta go to that quiet place and get your tutoring.
Yeah.
So that when you fail, excuse me, when you fail that first test, it's time to go get some tutoring.
Mm, that's good.
You know, if y'all ever failed a test, going through college, right? And you got this tough subject, you don't know what to do. See, I had a problem getting help. See,
Mm,
I thought that was just in school. No, no, no,
mm.
no. That was in my spiritual life too.
Oh
See,
man, hold
yeah,
on.
yeah, I'm coming
Somebody
to
just
see you.
logged
Yeah,
off.
I hope they logged off. I had to learn how to be submissive and let somebody spiritually help me. See, the test you may be going through, you may not be spiritually ready to handle. That's why God puts community around you. That's why, for some reason, I don't know why, I thank God for it. No matter what I was going through, He always sent a word to me
Mm,
because I was too far gone. I'm running. By the time I got tired and took a break for a minute, He sent me a word. Okay, man, where did that come from?
just got some.
See, we gotta be still. You gotta be still, man. You gotta get in that secret place and get that tutoring.
Bro, that's
You
so
gotta
good.
have the right community around you.
Yeah.
Because when I was going through the separation with my first wife and my second wife, I had friends to lead me to parties. I didn't have one leading me to God to say, "Hey, man, I don't think you should make this decision. You need to you said those vows through sickness and health, better for worse. That's what you said to God. See, man, got a word. If you going through something with your spouse right now, them vows wasn't just to your spouse. That was a
Mm,
promise that you made to God.
yeah. Say it again,
So
bro.
that's you got to go to God and ask Him for help during that thing. I don't care what it is. What Eric he hitting on me. I understand that. That do I condone that? No, not at all. But see, you got to go into that secret place to get your strength because your weakness right now, you can't deal with this yourself.
Yeah.
Hey, fellas, if she not treating you like a man and y'all not hearing each other and y'all arguing every day, that's your first problem right there. Why are you arguing with this woman when this word right here is going to give you all authority to speak to that spirit that's sitting on her? that
That's
got her
good.
upset with you?
Yeah, bro. Talk, bro. Talk.
See, these are the things I learned these the hard way
Mm.
because I didn't have nobody telling me none of this. I had people saying, "Hey, man, let's go to this all white party. Let's go." And yet, and still, I'm still hurting. Two souls have been torn apart, and two lives have been ruined.
That's
See,
so
it's a
good.
long-term effect in these tests, man. You got to understand. Get in community, man.
That's good, bro. Bro, you said something earlier and you just repeated it again and it gave me something. Earlier you said like we go through these cycles, right? We go through these
Mm-hmm.
cycles of continuing to do something. And it made me picture of a hamster in a wheel, right?
Big facts.
Like, you know, when a hamster's in a wheel and they just keep running in circles and circles and circles.
Yeah.
It made me think, if you're the hamster and we're running in these cycles, who's on the outside looking at you and who's in the hamster wheel with you running? I'm gonna tell you right now who is who. God is in the hamster wheel with you. The devil is just looking at us running in cycles. See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Who's putting in the work with you? See, God is like, you know what, Jamarcus? You're gonna go through these cycles and you want to keep running around. I'm gonna be right here with you step for step. I'm gonna be right here with you. You're gonna go good and you're gonna go bad. I'm gonna be right here with you, holding your hand the entire way. But then it should fire you up. It should make you feel a certain way that the one who's on the outside just looking and laughing at you running in these circles is the enemy. That's the one that's just looking at you running through these cycles over and over again. But you got a God who's saying, you know what? No matter what, I'm going to be with you. No matter what, nothing can take me away from you. So if you're going to go through these cycles, then I'm going to be right there with you every step of the way. Bro, that was so good when you said it, man. I just got that right now, man.
Yo,
like,
I don't know if y'all seen this meme, bro. What you just said, man. I don't know why it came back to me. So there's this video, right, of this track star. He's blind, and you know he ran a race blind on the track. You want to know how he got there?
Yeah, I seen that one.
He was tied to his helper, and they were so in sync that he ran the race flawlessly. That's God. Even in the midst of this test, even when we fell in this test, God said, I'm going to be every step of the way. You take one, I'm taking two. Man, it just came to me. Go ahead.
No, and you know what's crazy? Let's stay on that right quick, man, because that's something powerful. I did see that one. And let's stay there real quick because you got to understand that wasn't just a one-day thing.
Yeah.
That wasn't just a one-day thing. You had to understand they had to practice those steps so many times prior to before that. This wasn't like this was the race. They was like, you know what? We're gonna tie it together and this is how we're gonna run. No, these steps were practiced. And you know what the crazy thing is? Even though the man couldn't see, the blind man couldn't see, that means think about this. When I think of somebody being blind, I think of somebody being vulnerable. When you're blinded, you're vulnerable. That's the most vulnerable thing you could be because you have to rely on everybody else, on everything else around you to get where you need to go. So let's take this. In your vulnerable state, who are you trusting? On your vulnerable state, matter of fact, like you just said, let's break it down. In your vulnerable state, who are you tied to on this race? Oh, that's so good. Who are you tied to on this race? Are you tied to somebody who taking you to the all-white party? Or are you tied to somebody who said in the Bible that the crown is when you finish the race. The crown is when you get it. Are you tied to somebody that's going to get you through the race? Bro, that right there, that, man, we could end it right there, bro. That was so good what you just said, man. And I don't think people see that, man. Oh, that's good news in gospel, bro. That's good news in gospel. Like, who are you tied to, bro during the race, bro? Come on, dog.
That's how the disciples was, man. That's why they were in the
boat. Man.
They were tied to, like, man, when you got God in you, like I go through storms. I go through some storms now, and like for about 5 minutes, I'm upset, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I ain't even worried about it. God, hey, what is it that you need from me right now? See, in these tests, you got to get submissive. That's how you pass it.
Man,
the blind man had to be submissive and trust the one that's running with him. So I'm gonna ask y'all. See, Job, we gonna get into it. Job had to remember to trust the one that gave him everything in his life.
Yeah.
These tests that you going through, remember that you forgot you came out of a test before. Who brought you out? It wasn't you. It wasn't your spouse. It wasn't your mama, your daddy. Nobody. It was nothing but God that brought you out of that. So in the as you're going through the same test again, now it's starting to stick. See, I go through these same tests, and now it's starting to stick. It's like, all right, I go through a test, I get upset. Okay, now my time for being upset shortens because now I understand. Okay, here we go again. You know what? I know who to go to. Hey, God, what do you need from me? Because there's a message in this text. There's something you need me to do right now. So I need that word. Boom. He give me the word. I go do what I'm supposed to do. I come out the test even faster this time. This is why I don't get upset about a whole lot of things in life. Because I know, hey, if I ain't got a dime in my bank account, I got provision because I got a roof over my head, air here in Texas because it's hot. I got clothes on my back. I got gas in my car, and I got resources and community around me that will pick me up. I'm a living testimony that.
Got you on mute, bro. He keep cutting you out.
Every time, bro. It be getting too good, man.
Hey, let it go, bro.
Bro, every time I've been, every duty station I've been to, every place I've been to in my life, when I was at my lowest of lows, and I'm talking about no money, no nothing, God always sent somebody my way to help me out of nowhere. I'm talking about I go to a whole new duty station, don't have no family on this side of the world, and these strangers want to offer me to come to their house to eat. When God, I was sitting there praying to God, like, hey, God, man, I'm hungry, man. See, y'all got to understand these tests going to keep coming. But it's about, what did you learn from the first test? What did you learn about your study habits from the first test? What did you learn about the tester from the first test? Because he's going to give you the answers. He put it in the book.
Bro, like, before I move on, bro, you said something again, dog. Like, what did you learn from the test? Like, I know I ain't the only person that do this. Like, when I'm done taking the test, I remember the questions that were hard afterwards, right? I'll be like, oh man, like what was that question? And I go and I'm researching to be like, God, I got that thing wrong, man. Like, what are you learning from the test, bro? Are you remembering the things that you got wrong so that you can go take notes on them? Like, are you taking notes on all these things that you're getting wrong? Like, for a lot of us, what we want to do is to remember, well, hey, man, at least I got 75% of it, right? You know what I'm saying? Nah, that's not what we're trying to get at. Like, God is trying to get you where you passing this test. But the only way you have to do that is you have to be tied with him. Like, you got to take these notes. You got to have this open book, bro. That was so good, dog. I want to get into this, the turnaround for what we need, right? We talking about like when bad things happen to good people, right? And we talked about in the beginning how, you know, this used to be an argument between believers and non-believers, but now you have this is something that believers say. And I'm not pointing fingers because I'm one of those people who feel the same way, right? Have like the crazy thing you guys got to understand is that you're bad people. We're all bad people. Like, we're all bad people. There are no good. Ever since Adam sinned, there are no good. So I'm about to show you something real quick, and I said this to them the other day. Like, ever since Adam sinned, we became a part of a dysfunctional, weird, crazy, wrong family. We're part of the Adams family. Like, did y'all get that? Like, we're part of the Adams family. Like, that's what part of family we are. So, like, if you believe that you're so good, then what did Jesus die for? Jesus didn't die. Like, he wasn't like Thanos and was like, I got the glove, I'm gonna snap and I'm gonna only do half. Like, he didn't get on the cross and was like, I'm only dying for half to do this balance. No, like 2 Corinthians say he died for all, not some, but for all. That means that he died for all of the people that are walking the earth. You know, like that's the bad. Like, you got to understand, God tried this half thing before. He tried it in the beginning with the flood. I don't know if y'all remember the story. He told a couple people to get on the ark, and he was like, I'm going to wipe out everything, and we're going to start this thing all over. To start it all over, that means everybody got to die for this thing to be perfect again. That's what I'm trying to tell you. There is no good and bad. We're just here. We're all here just to get tested. Just like my man Joe, right? We're just all here. But this is the point I want to get to you about. Is the next point is when the sounds of grace ring. That's what this is about. When the sounds of grace ring, right? If you continue going on in the book of Job, we done passed the part where his friends that came in with their verses, saying what they thought they needed to say, and they was all wrong. First of all, I'm gonna give y'all a point real quick before we move on. I don't care who you talking to. Nobody talks on the behalf of God. Nobody. Not even me. Not even the pastors. Nobody talks on the behalf of God, right? That's first and foremost, right? So listen, after all that, God finally says, you know what? Enough is enough. I need to sound off. This isn't enough is enough. He got so tired of Job's friends coming in trying to speak for him. He was like, hold on. Nobody talk for me. I talk for myself. Man. Hey, you ever been in a place where you heard somebody talking for you like, yo, Jamarcus say him. Nah, hold on, bro. You keep my name out your mouth. That's how God showed up. There's an old like H-Town song by Big Pokey, keep my name out your mouth. That's how God showed up. He showed up was like, hey man, all y'all keep my name out y'all mouth. When I want to speak, I'm showing up, right?
Yeah.
I love how God showed up on the scene, bro, because he asked these questions and come to behold, he asked these before. He showed up and he was like, hey, who questioning me? So he asked who first? Who questioning me? Then he went on to say, where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth, Job? So he said, who and where? And then he went on to say, what supports its foundations? So he's questioning him. He questioning Job to be like, hey, I got some questions for you since you're going through all this struggle right now and everything is so bad and all right now. He said, who, what, and where? Like, who, what, and where, dog? So, like, when God sounds off, he's coming with questions. And this is not his first time. I had to go back and do some research, bro. You know when we talked about how Adam did what Adam did, you know in that time too, he asked some questions to Adam too. He asked Adam some questions too. A cool breeze was going on, and they took off when they heard God coming. The first thing God said, where are you? So he asked them where. Then he said, who told you to eat that? So where and who? Then he went on to say, what have you done? So who? He asked him where, who, and what again. This is all the way in the beginning.
Yeah.
So sounds of grace is gonna sound like questions from God. That's what the sounds of grace is gonna come through. The same way how we was talking about in the book, bro, when we were talking about the prodigal son, right?
Yeah.
When he heard the music, those were sounds of grace from his father. His father was playing music, and that was grace, right? Yeah. So what does the sound of grace sounds like? It's gonna sound like questions. How is that wrong for us? Bro, if I came to you and was like, bro, who, what, where, bro? We instantly get defensive. Like, hold on, bro, why are you questioning me, dog? So right there is a problem. Because we don't like to be questioned. Yeah. We as humans, as our flesh, we don't like our flesh to be questioned. So you know what you miss out when you don't hear them questions? You miss out on your grace. That's what you're missing. So I'm here to tell you, when you get those questions from God, that's him sounding the ring of grace. Don't miss grace because you don't like questions. In a test, there are questions on a test.
Yo. Hey, that was good, bro. I just got that. I received that. I received that, man.
Come on.
Hey, that's real talk, though.
Like, come on, man.
Because even when you got friends around you that are holding you accountable and they start asking you questions, like, why did you do that? You like, what you mean why? Like, who are you to ask me why? Like, you can't get defensive, man. That's how you know. That's how you know in your spirit you did wrong. But you
Hey,
can't get defensive. See, God, man, God got this thing planned out so beautifully. God is like he playing this thing on all Madden Hall of Fame 1920. It's a whole different version that he playing. Like you think Phil Jackson was a great coach. You need to know God. All right, God quarterbacking this all this because he know what is right. He know what questions to ask to get you to think about the things that you do. So when it comes up, when the test comes up the next time, you remember the question. My brother always tell us, man, in the midst of before you do wrong, there is always that pause or
yep.
that silence where that's God asking you, hey, what are you about to do?
Who, what, where?
Who told you to do this? Where do you think this is gonna lead your life to? How are you doing this when I gave you instruction?
Yeah.
Did you not hear me the first time? Okay, cool. I'm gonna be right here while you going through and sinning and doing what you do. But when you come out of them, I'm gonna be right here too to discipline you.
Yeah. Oh man,
See
that's
when you
good.
see when you cheat on the test, right? When you sinning, you cheating on the test.
That's good.
God gonna
That's
get you for
good.
cheating on the test. He gonna discipline us. Just like any teacher. When you get caught cheating, what happened? You get in trouble.
Oh man,
But see
bro.
the sounds of grace. Any good parent, when your kid is doing wrong, you gonna ask your kid questions.
Oh man, come on
Because
with it,
there's a
bro.
lesson that has to be taught. And
Let's
if they
go,
don't
bro.
understand what they're doing, if they don't understand the things that they're doing in their life to hurt them, no matter what you say, ain't nothing gonna change.
That's good, bro. That's good. Hey,
Hey, thanks, Dad.
something you just said right now that's crazy. You said like when you cheat on a test, right? You're sinning and you're gonna get disciplined. The crazy thing is you gotta retake the test. It's the same
Again,
thing in school. Like even
big
when
time.
you cheat on the test, like they be like, oh well, oh man, well, yeah, you cheated. So now you have to take a different version of the same test. Like that's the
Mm,
crazy thing, bro. That's
yeah,
so good what you just said, man. I
yeah.
need you guys to understand, man, like the sound of grace will ring. God is going to let those sounds of grace, and it's going to start off with those questionings. And the crazy thing is the thing that Job did, right? Because as we're going through this, right, the last little point I made was, bro, you got to understand before we ended up, because I know we in overtime. I was watching Friday, bro, and I remember the scene, bro, when the dad is talking to Craig sitting at the table, right? And he
Mhm.
said the word of the day is job. Job. The word of the day is Job. Job. That's for all y'all out there today. The word
Yeah.
of the day is Job. The reason why I'm telling you that is because that if you're trying to get in the Father's house, that needs to be your word. Job. Because he never doubted God. He never blamed God. He never sinned against God, even when he was going through the struggle. You gotta understand that he trusted that God was in control the entire time during this thing. God told the enemy exactly how far to go, how much he needed to go, but he did not
Mm,
let Job die in this. That's why it was
mm.
so important. God will let us get tested, but he knows how far to test his children.
Woo.
That's the same as you. When you're teaching your kids how to swim, you know how far and when to let go. You know when they're going to start struggling in their practice. And that's the same way our Father does for us. See, if you need to be in his house, just as Craig Father said to him, your word of the day needs to be J-O-B, because that's the only way you're going to get to G-O-D. See, this is what I'm trying to tell you right now.
Hard.
Job had no doubt in what God he was serving. That is what you have to do in your storms, in your troubles. You need to have peace like Job did. Yes, he went through some things. Yes, he lost some things. But at the end of it, when God let grace ring, the Bible says, not only am I going to give you everything that you had, I'm going to give you more than what I gave you. I'm going to give you
Multiply.
abundantly, not because this is for you,
Woo.
because the Bible said Job went and prayed for the friends that told him wrong, and God saved them. That's why this
Mm.
test just wasn't for him. It was for everybody that was around him with you. So let God's grace ring with the questions. Don't lose faith. Don't lose doubt. Let your word of the day be J-O-B. Man, golly, man, this is good,
Man, that's
bro. Let's
good,
go,
bro.
man. Let's get it,
That's
dog.
good, bro.
Go.
Man, that's good.
Oh,
Hey, God does multiplication, man. He does
that,
add and multiplication. He gonna add and then he gonna multiply it. So
oh, man.
understand that. Hey, Joe was pissed. Don't get it twisted. Y'all read the story. Joe was mad.
Yeah, he was heated.
He was mad. He said some things, but hey, God, Job knew where his help come from. Job knew that God wasn't gonna let him down, right? And so, in the midst of storms, just like my brother just told y'all, in the midst of tests, Job he sought out God. He seek, like Sis said, seek first the kingdom. All things will be added unto you, right? Meaning that, hey, when you in this storm, don't get, hey, you gonna be mad. You're human, you're flesh, but you better go seek God. The quicker you can go seek God, the quicker we can get out of this test. The quicker we can get sounds of grace, as my brother just said. So, hey, Bro Talk Nation, man, this has been a great one. This has been a great one.
Man, let's go.
Man, we thank y'all for joining.
Speechless, bro.
Speechless. I ain't got no more words. Bro, you got anything?
Nah, man. Hey, just once again, man, thank everybody who show up, man. Thank our people who are on Facebook, our subscribers on YouTube, man. We're forever grateful for what you guys are doing. Continue to spread good news, man. Leave us messages and comments. If you need prayer or anything, man, please don't be afraid to reach out, man. We love everybody and everyone, man. That's all I got, dog.
Hey, pray for us too. We need
hey, please, every day.
Hey, until next time, Bro Talk, we'll see y'all on the next one, man.